Alright, so as you can see, we have smoke coming out of the boiler and steam coming out of the vent cap. And you also notice, let me get up close, that the vent cap is not really seated down there. Well, I'll tell you what, we struggled and struggled for the entire weekend trying to fill the machine up with water, and we finally got it filled up to where it, stated what the water level was on our thing here. And following the directions for central boiler, it says to fill it from the basement using a domestic water supply or well source. And the way this machine was plumbed, and I'll show you that in a minute, did not allow for that. There was no way to fill from the basement. So we had to fill it from the vent cap, which essentially fills the boiler chambers up. And I'm under assumption that using the pump and everything, it would push the water and the air out, and the air would come out through the vent cap on the top. We did all that, and we could not get anything to register any lower on here. Now this holds 196 gallons, and we're a good 100 feet at least away from the house. So to fill the return line and the supply line up with water would have been probably another, 100 gallons, I'm guessing. But here's what we ran into. Long story short, thought everything was full based on the readings that we were getting from the full mark. We had water shooting out of the thing at one point. And so we went to go flip it on. The pump started circulating, and the pump started sucking air, which we felt, okay, maybe there's an airlock in the lines, and that was causing the issue. Well, then this started burping and everything, and on top of that, our readings over here on our thermometer on the temperature setting, which it's all shut down now because we went into emergency mode, wasn't ever getting very high, and it got to 120 something, and water was just spewing out of this thing. Shut it off, everything, and could not figure out why the heat was not circulating into the basement, which is where we're going to head right now. Alright, so here we are in the basement. Outside, right over there, is our wood boiler. Okay, so in comes the thermal PEX, and here is the valves. On the inside, the first set of valves on the inside, you have valves out there on the boiler as well. So the previous owner plumbed this all himself, and it may not be to code, so don't yell at me. I did not do any of this. So these ran up and over into the other section of the basement, which is where I'm going to show you now. So you'll see some stains from some other leaks that we found from his plumbing work. And unfortunately my light in here is not working, so let me find my flashlight. Here's one of my offices. This is my secret room. It's all my gear, computer, editing station, drones, cameras. Yes, I am a professional camera person. I have professional equipment, 4K, HD, all that good stuff. No, I don't put the time into my YouTube videos. I get yelled at all the time for it in my comments, but it's real. That's all on the fly. I don't want to put a big production into it. So anyway, I've got some light here. Those pipes right up above, right here in front, where this valve is, runs up, okay? That's where it comes in. the sidearm. Look at how rusty that sidearm is for the boiler. And here's our concern. The guy plumbed it himself. There's no valves where there's supposed to be valves coming out of the sidearm. We've got valves where there's really not supposed to be any valves. We've got spigots missing and in spots. And look, we even have spare parts. The problem is these spare parts have caps welded on them, so I have no idea what the previous owner had in mind. I've got old anodes, more parts, and we realized all this came off of this boiler system. So we're the ones trying to fix it. And we have had no water circulating in these pipes, no hot water circulating from the boiler. And at 120 degrees, these pipes should be getting pretty warm, because right now they're colder than room temperature because we have a well that's 200 feet deep and it's super cold water. It's like ice. So today I'm trying to troubleshoot my situation. So this is just going to be part one of me diagnosing the problem. And the main problem is there's no circulation of hot water here. We've tested the pump is working fine. Like I said, we took it off, dunked it in some water, it shot water halfway across the yard, it's got some power to it. So, something's going on, and we don't know if it's an airlock, pump situation, or some sort of venting situation. So we're going to go ahead and try and diagnose this today and figure it out. Alright, on to the next.